This couldn't be better time than now and today to reflect on the Gene Key 54, that is shadow of greed and gift of aspiration, transcending into the city of Ascension. For me personally, this feels like a very powerful Gene Key just because I have that gate within my human design profile, and in fact I have a whole entire channel of 54 to 32 defined, and it is very strong energy that is wanting to come out to assist transformation. And part of my own work in movement industry, in movement field, and also in mind-body field is helping myself, first of all, of course, and others to understand easier or more beneficial or more effective ways for personal transformation. And my strong belief is, of course, that through our personal transformation, we are assisting transformation of the collective. So with this being said, let's look at this Gene Key 54 of greed. We'll look at shadow first. For me personally, shadows are those moments that make me a little bit more vulnerable and allow me to fail in my aspiration to better myself or to transform myself or to constantly work on my spiritual path. So shadows of greed specifically, I definitely really relate to the shadow. And a lot of times I realize that I experience my personal greed in the way of body, how I treat my body with movement. I feel like there is never enough movement that I've done in my life, and I want to do more. I want to achieve more. I want to push harder, further, better, stronger. And that usually does not end well for me. I usually end up either burning out or injuring myself, or simply being in a state where I've gone just burned out, fired up. So greed for me definitely has this feel of fire. So firing up too fast, too much at the same time. This could also relate to relationships. When we meet someone or when we connect to someone, we might have a tendency to connect so deeply, so fast, so that it's a fire connection rather than a connection through water, connection through aspiration. When we aspire to get to know another, but yet we maintain respectful boundaries, when we respectfully understand other people's space in that way as well. So from greed, we are moving or transcending while looking at greed into aspiration. And what is the bridge between aspiration and greed? It's a very fine line there. And remember that attention is always the tool. The moment you have attention and the moment you pay attention to your shadows, you are immediately transforming them into your gifts. The gift of awareness is your ultimate power. So the moment I am aware of my greed, I am then able to tap into the frequency of aspiration. So going back into my, in a way, obsession with movement and obsession with doing more for my body. And this is something that I see a lot in the industry that is close and dear and near to me in the field of movement, is that there's obsession with physique, with how we look, and that often could lead to some unhealthy consequences. So when I simply tap into that greed, I then see that this is my aspiration for health. This is my aspiration for a greater balance. This is my aspiration for harmony within my physical body, and aspiring to have that level of health within my spiritual and mental body. And then aspiration really becomes this material that holds together my bodies. You might know from yogic studies that we have different layers of our bodies, like our physical body, our mental body, our spiritual body, and then also our cosmic body. So my aspiration simply helps me to have them united. So aspiration that is leading me into unity, or aspiration that is leading me into ascension. So from my physical body ascending into this cosmic understanding of myself, of everyone else and everything else around me. So the gift of the divine gift, the CD of our aspiration becomes ascension, ascending into the plane of understanding beyond greed, beyond aspiration. Ascension and ascension frequency is ultimately a frequency that trusts unconditionally into that what is happening to me is correct. What is happening to me right now at this moment is the divine gift. So I am accepting every moment of my life and every moment of my aspiration as the unique gift, as something that I honor, is something that I treasure. While in opposition to greed and the mentality of lack, that there is not enough, that there is not enough resources, that there is not enough time, that there is not enough things for me to do, or that there is not enough me, I instead ascend into the reality, into the frequency, remembering that there is limitless opportunity, that there is limitless possibility for aliveness. I invite you to explore your own 54th gene key, if you have it in your map or you don't, and take a moment to reflect on the 54th gene key and how you see it in your life, and how you also feel the siddhi through your own body and through your own soul. Thank you for watching. See you next week.